welcome to Chubby Pug Yarn Podcast. It's a podcast about knitting, spinning, and crafty life. And today, Alphonse just wanted to say hello. He has been especially cuddly, so I just enjoy the moment. Soon he will probably hop down and play with his brother. So it's a Sunday today in 20 May. Not sure about the date. I recorded an episode just before I left for our honeymoon last week of March. Come Frank! And I haven't been recording since then, so I have been MIA for 6 weeks. It has been rough because I haven't just been doing fun stuff, which I will tell you about later. Yeah, but perhaps I should just hop on to all the fun stuff, because I went to the honeymoon and I got some yarn and I have been knitting stuff, and after coming home I have been knitting, so I have some things to show you at least, so that is nice. So yeah, so I have one finished object that you have seen as a whip before. So this is the Roxy dress. I haven't washed it yet, since the place where I usually wash and block is currently indisposable. We have been rearranging a lot in the apartment or the house, so I haven't been blocked this yet, but it's finished except for a button to the back. So I'm going to crochet around and make a little button, but I haven't found the perfect button yet, so it will have to wait. But I have woven in all the other ends and I'm quite pleased with the result. I was a bit worried that this popcorn structure wouldn't be visible in this alpaca yarn. The yarn, maybe I should mention, is wool up north. So Federica, she's a very talented in the dyer here in Norway. She dyed this up last year, and I wanted to knit this, and then they had a knit along. So I threw myself on and I knit this. So yeah, really pleased with the result. It was a little bit boring with this, a lot of increases in this skirt. So it was quite a lot of stitches on quite thin needles in the end. But it's really cute and really pink, which is not usually my color, but yeah. So I will have to wash this and go for a button hunt. And then I have a finished object which I can't show you, because on our honeymoon I decided to bring a sock knitting. So during a trip I knitted one set of socks, and my dogs were at my mother and father. So my mother is a very knit-worthy person, my dad too, of course, but these socks were women's size, so my mother got them as a gift. So she put them on when I soaked them when we got home to Sweden, and she took them on afterwards, and she has been wearing them since. The socks are from the talented Tant Ultus, Anna Bergman. So the amazing book. I will probably do a more proper review of the book in my next episode, hopefully, since the book is now available in English. So all of you out there who wants to knit these delicious socks or any other of her socks, you can now get the book in English. So I will probably do a proper review next week when I have more energy, hopefully. But my socks are knitted in a sock kit, that I got in Gothenburg last year. So the kit is from the talented Tant Kofta, a Swedish indie dyer. So she had dyed up kit especially for the socks. The socks are called Barbro, after a pug named Barbro, and the pattern is like a houndstooth patterning. And my mother said the fit was really good, so that's really nice. I have never tried. It was a type of short row heel that Anna Bergman, the designer, she does it quite a lot, and it creates really beautiful heels, and I have never tried it, and it was really easy to do, and it fit really well, so yay! And the last finished object you haven't seen at all, I just need to rearrange it a bit. So when I was gone for my honeymoon trip, I got the latest issue of Bladet Garn. So the Norwegian magazine that my friend does, they released their second issue, and I was really hooked by the sweater on the front page, or what you say, and they decided to have the two authors of this magazine decided to have a knit along with this sweater. So it's a child sweater, and here it is. So this is the Hopla sweater. It's designed by Spektakelstrikk. I believe she's on Instagram and perhaps on Ravelry with the same name, but Hopla sweater. This is the size 2 to 3 years old. I ran out of yarn, but I have the most amazing husband in the world, so he, this is when I arrived home to Norway, I started knitting on this, and then I have been sick, so I haven't been able to go outside, but he took a walk down to the yarn store with the yarn label, and he managed to get me an extra skein of the purple color. So the yarn is Sandnes Merino, so it's a DK weight yarn, 100% merino, and it is this. The yarn is quite tightly spun, and it gives a really nice stitch definition. The most special thing about this is that it's knitted up in pieces. So without giving away the secret sauce, you have a front, a back, and 2 sleeves, and you knit it with intarsia. So you have this on the sleeve, and you have this on the back, and this on the other sleeve. So it was quite a lot of matter stitch seaming in the end, but it wasn't as hard as I expected it to be. So I'm really pleased with it, and I haven't washed or blocked it yet, so it will probably plump up a little bit and be even softer when I wash it. I need to rearrange our guest room probably today, so I can start washing up all my hand knit things. So yeah, that's all the finished objects, and now I can show you some whips. These are all new. So I have actually a HO, or PhD as I usually call them, project half done. It was a really quick one, so perhaps I should show you the yarn first. So my next project, the PhD, is baby mittens, and I have used these. So it's Sandnes Thin Merino, so it's a thin merino, so it's a fingering weight, 175 meters on 50 grams, 27 stitches per 10 centimeters it's recommended. So these lovely orangey yellow, burnt yellow color, and this white. And it's a really, really tiny project I've done, but here it is. So this is a mitten, baby mitten, perhaps newborn 3 months or so. So the pattern is Miniselbu by Tina Hauglund, or perhaps Hauglund. My Norwegian sucks. But anyways, so they have these traditional mittens from a place called Selbu. They have sweaters and everything, and the color work is just so much fun to do. And I needed like a palette cleanser or something. I needed something small and quick that I could do, so this is the first one. I knitted it up in maybe 1.5 hours. 2 episodes of bones I required to finish up this, except weaving and the ends. I did that this morning. So if nothing extremely weird happens, I will have a finished object next time we see each other. So maybe it's quite unnecessary to use like full skeins for baby mittens, but I really wanted to try it out, and I wasn't sure how much yarn I would use. So I can knit up 1 pair this way, and then I can weigh the skeins to see how much I used, and then perhaps knit a pair where for now the contrast color is the yellow and the main color is the white, and perhaps I should make a pair that the main color is yellow or orange or whatever, and the contrast color white, perhaps in a bigger size, so I can have the size up, because it's the same pattern for 3 different sizes. It's a free Norwegian pattern on Ravelry. So yeah, there are 3 different sizes. Sorry, I lost my train of thought, but it's dependent on the gauge. So if you knit it on, they recommend 2mm, I use 2.25. You get this size, and then you can move up to 2.5. I will probably use 2.25, and then 3. So 2, 2.5, and 3. You get 3 different sizes with the same mitten. So yeah, I need to knit up the other one. I'm a little bit distracted because I have the biggest stash enhancement section ever, and it's lying all over the table beside me, so I'm a little bit distracted. But yeah, I have 2 more whips before we move on, and both my whips are from my souvenir yarn shopping on the honeymoon. So maybe I should talk a little bit about it, so I don't have to... I have to jump a little bit back and forth, but I hope it makes sense. We traveled to my parents, left the dogs, and my parents drove me to the train, and we went from Sweden, from where I'm from, and we took the train to Copenhagen. We slept 1 night in Copenhagen, and then we left early in the morning for Amsterdam. So we spent, let's see, 4 days in Amsterdam. Yeah, it was really amazing, and we walked around, ate a lot of good food. We took the boats in the canal to the guided tour, and we walked around a lot, looked at all the architecture and all the interesting stuff. Since we are both history nerds, especially my husband, we looked a lot at old churches and went to museums. So we went to the Riksmuseum, like the big museum where they have all the art and old warrior armor and stuff. So we had a lot of fun. We had gorgeous weather. It was really amazing. It was like summer for us, so it was sunny, and we went to this beautiful tulip garden. It was like more than an hour by bus from Amsterdam, but I really recommend it. It was really beautiful. So we went one day, we had the tulip garden, we went around, and I had my camera, so I was crawling around taking pictures. Yeah, it was amazing. And the last day before we traveled from Amsterdam to Paris, we took a visit to Stephen and Penelope. Of course we did. You can't go to Amsterdam and not visit Stephen and Penelope's. So I will show the rest of the haul later, but these two skeins are the ones in my second work in progress. So this is Hedgehog fiber skinny single, Malice and Urchin. So fingering weight, single ply. This one has it's like an undyed natural color, and then you have speckles of blue, hot pink, purple, a little bit of orange, and darker speckles of dark blue or something. So it's really pretty. And then I have this one, so Malice. It's a mixture of burgundy, purple and blue, and I'm combining these as one skein of each. That is looked like this for the moment. So this is going to be a shawl. Maybe you would have guessed it, but a shawl from Janina Kallio, a Finnish designer, and the shawl is named Seagrass, and the pug is barking in this bedroom. So yeah, Seagrass, and I have decided to call this my Gilly Water Love Potion shawl, since I figure if you mix Gilly Water, if you're a Harry Potter nerd, you know that gillyweed is a sea weed or sea grass, not sea grass, but a plant that grows in seas, that if you eat it you get gills, so you can breathe underwater. And if they have like a tonic, or what you say, they call it Gilly Water, and in one of the books there's a girl who mixed a love potion with this Gilly Water to try to get Harry Potter to fall in love with her. And I imagine that if you mix Gilly Water or these gilly weeds with a love potion, you get this color. And then I figure if you breathe underwater and you get this webbing in your fingers, you have some webbing in this shawl. It's a beautiful lace panel anyway. So I feel it's really appropriate to have this as a Harry Potter shawl. So gillyweed or Gilly Water Love Potion shawl, but it's actually called seagrass. But it was the seagrass thing that made me think of it. So there's garter stitch, really relaxing, and there are lace panels. So one color, stripes, panel, stripes, and I have just begun the second lace panel. So this was my travel knitting when I was traveling with work 2 weeks ago. But I got the yarn in Amsterdam. And then to continue this is like knitting and honeymoon travel in the same time. So you get a little bit of both, but sorry. After we traveled from Amsterdam to Paris, we spent 5 days in Paris. Paris was amazing. We went to the Louvre, of course. We spent 10 hours there, and we saw maybe half of it. I was a little bit disappointed since the Egypt section was closed for renovation, so couldn't see that, but we saw a lot of prehistoric things, and we saw some more statues and a lot of paintings, and we were walking around thinking, oh, but there isn't so many people here. We were looking like at old like stone tools and stuff, and we said, where are all the people? Aren't they supposed to be like real high visited place? And then we went up to the Renaissance paintings section. The museum is so big. We walked 20,000 steps and we were exhausted, but it was so much fun. But anyways, when we walked to the Renaissance painting section, there was all the people, because Mona Lisa have her own room there. So all the people were at the Renaissance section. So a tip, if you're going there, if you're interested in seeing that, maybe you should go there early in the morning. We went to the Louvre when they opened at 9 or so, and we spent like half the day downstairs and went up to Renaissance section in the afternoon. Maybe should have made opposite, start at the Renaissance section and then take all the other things where people aren't that interested. But anyways, we went to the Louvre, we went to the Army Museum, and we went to this beautiful tea shop that also has a collaboration with La Vietnamese. So I lured my husband there. I needed a real cup of tea so badly. Now I have been like almost 10 days without a proper cup of tea. They had a tea menu, so I was excited, and I drank a lot of tea, and I bought some yarn, which I will also show you later. And then we went and ate some really delicious sushi, and we took a visit to La Vietnamese because they are really close to each other. So, and I got some yarn, which I will show you, no worries. I'm fast forward so I can get to my last whip if you wonder. And then we traveled from Paris. We went to Notre Dame also, of course, and we went inside and we walked around, and it was beautiful. Our hotel was really placed in the center, so we could walk to all the things. Not all, we took the metro for the things furthest away, but we could walk a lot and see a lot of things that way. But then we traveled to Barcelona, and I visited 2 yarn shops in Barcelona. One that was like 2 blocks from our hotel, and I got some yarn, and then we wanted to visit like the Gothic architecture area in Barcelona, so we went there and we found another yarn shop. The sad thing, why I haven't been recording, is when we got home, that my first day in Barcelona, I got sick. Really sick. So we had plans to go from Barcelona to Milano and to Venice, and then go Vienna and up north. But I got really sick, so we spent 2 more days in Barcelona. I stayed at hotel, lying in bed, feeling miserable. So then we went to a pharmacist, and I got some pills, and I got a little bit better, so we could travel with the train. So we traveled for like 10 hours or so to Lyon, and we slept one night there, and then we traveled from early in the morning from Lyon to Vienna. It took 14 hours or so, I don't remember. I was really sick, and then we came to Vienna. I laid in a hotel room for 3 days, feeling so bad. I was so sick. Then I got a little bit better for one afternoon, so we went out for like a 10-minute walk, and we went to see one museum, and then it was really bad. Staying home, didn't want to eat, felt miserable, so we traveled really fast from Vienna to Hamburg and home to Sweden, like really quick. And then I spent some days at my parents, still being ill, and then home to Norway to my doctor, and they found out I had a really nasty bacterial infection. So I was homesick for a week. I had ate some medication and I felt a lot better. So when I started feeling better, I worked 2 days, and then I had to travel, then I had opportunity to travel with my work to South Africa, to Cape Town, and I spent 1 week in Cape Town. And so when I was traveling home from Cape Town, I started to feel sick again, and I went to work feeling real sick. Then I had to go to the doctor, and when I came to the doctor, I still have the bacterial infection. It hasn't gone away as it should have, so I got some new antibiotics. So now I have been home sick for a week, but antibiotics are helping, so that's the whole story. I have been exhausted, I have been lying in bed, sleeping, watching Netflix for 4 weeks or so. Okay, that was a tangent, but anyways, that was happened. I have had a really nasty infection, bacterial, so now I'm on antibiotics and I'm feeling better. But I'm still tired and have stomach aches and stuff, and my tummy doesn't like antibiotics. But anyway, maybe I should move on to my last work in progress. Or maybe I should show you the yarn. I had a yarn shop in Barcelona, to jump back again. That's the direction I wanted to go. A yarn shop in Barcelona, close to where I lived. I wanted local yarn, and this is what I got. You know, I'm not a fan of pink, but I saw these 2 colors, and I have a little cute, not baby cousin, but toddler cousin. She turned 3 years old, and I thought that she really needs, or I want to give her a beautiful pink cardigan. So my last work in progress looks like this so far. There are sleeves on scrap yarn, so there's a lace panel on the back, which is really hard to show you. So it's easy to see it in real life, I think. But yeah, there's a lace panel on the back, and we have stockinette sleeves and stockinette fronts. So the pattern is called Saltire cardigan. I'm not sure on the pronunciation, but Saltire. And it's going to be a stockinette front, and I'm going to have pockets with lace patterning on it, and then it's going to be a wide neckband or bottom band. So I'm knitting all of the cardigan in this. Maybe I should have mentioned the yarn is from an indie dyer in Spain called Soc una Troca. My pronunciation sucks, but Soc una Troca. This colorway is Floreta, and this colorway is very pink. Really, it's the name. So it's not as highlighter pink in real life, but I figure this will work really well since some of the speckles in here are almost the same. So that's my hope, to have these together. So the base is called Kitten. Oh, upside down. So the base is called Kitten, and it's 100% merino, 400 meters per 100 gram, so a fingering weight. So I have just separated for the sleeve yesterday, and I'm going to knit the whole body and then knit the pockets and then attach the pockets and then do all of the edging in the pink afterwards. So that's the last work in progress. No, it's not. Sorry. I actually have one more. I got this bag in Paris for free. I had a fabric bag and it was quite full, and then there was a lady in a makeup store that thought that I needed a new fabric bag, so I got this one. I have joined a stitch along arranged by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. So it's a cross stitch, my last work in progress. So if you're part of the club and doesn't want to know if you haven't started yet, look away. But I want to show you the first month that I have started. So the theme is sweet as pie. So you will have at the end you will have 12 different pies in a circle. So this is the first pie. I haven't done that much yet, but this is a chocolate pie. This is going to be cream and chocolate chips and things, and it doesn't have smile or eyes yet. So this is a kit that I got from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I do love their stuff. I have a snap frame, so it's holds it stable and stretched. And one of the reasons that I prefer to buy the kits is that you get this hand-dyed fabric. This is a linen, so Aida, or Ida, how you pronounce it, I don't know, is like a cotton woven fabric where you get these squares, very visible, so you can easily do cross stitch. It's great for beginners, but as you can see with the linen, it's if it can focus, it's just strands and no clear spaces for the cross stitch, so you need to count the threads for every stitch. But it's it gets more of a, I think it gets more of a like a whole. It looks more whole because you have like this tight fabric that you do the cross stitch on, instead of like Anita or Ida, you get these holes where you don't do the cross stitch. I have done a lot of Aida cross stitch things before, but I prefer linen when I want to do like not a I just lost words. If I want to like frame it and hang it on the wall, I prefer the linen. And the hand-dyed linen and the hand-dyed embroidery floss is really fun. So most of the threads are just regular DNC embroidery floss. And for those of you who aren't cross stitchers, you get like this. You get these, and you have to pull out a strand and separate, because one strand is 6 threads and you need 2 at a time. So It's a lot of fiddling, and it's easy to have knots on the thread, but it's quite relaxing to do something else, and it's good for my hands to do something else. So I will have this for a year, so 1 year you will have to follow this if I can manage to actually do it. But I love their stuff, so if you haven't seen Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, you should check them out. They are really, really great. So that's all for my crafty foes and whips and stuff. And I just wanted to mention as a Crafty Desire section, if you have watched Skein Deer or Yarngasm podcast lately, you have probably seen that they're going to have a knit along for a cardigan called Damejakka loppa. It's a pattern from Pinneguri. She's a Norwegian designer, Anna is her name, and I have wanted to knit one forever. So this is a Crafty Desire for reals. So I have been diving around in my stash. So I haven't started this, and I'm not sure if I'm going to start it now, but here are some colors. And I have one that I'm not completely... there it is. So these are the colors I'm thinking about to use. So the grey on the top in the middle would be the main color for the body. It's a light grey. And then have this dark grey as this, like the dots. The bluse is Norwegian, but yeah, bottom bands, cuffs and all that things. And then have this ecru or natural undyed, this deep purple, this lovely yellow, and perhaps the pink. Pink is the one I'm unsure of. If I'm going to start this at all, I'm not sure yet, but I have been playing around in Excel, drawing the diagram with different color combinations, and I have been leaning towards the pink, and I also have a green one that I'm thinking about using. Perhaps I should post it on Instagram and see what you think, so you can have an opinion, because I am not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it now anyways, but I have colors enough, and the yarn I have is one of the recommended ones, Rauma Finol garn. So it's Norwegian yarn. I use it a lot for mittens, so it's 100% new Norwegian wool. It's quite rough, but I like it a lot. I love it for mittens, and I figure I would probably have something underneath it anyway. So if it's too scratchy, I can just have a thin, long-sleeved sweater underneath it or something, like a jersey top or something. And if it's not too scratchy, I can be happy anyways. So that's a Crafty Desire that I'm really interested in doing. So if you're interested, Skein Deer Knits and Yarngasm podcast are having a knit along with it right now. And I know a lot of my friends are knitting these, so I'm really tempted to do it, especially now when I have been playing around with the colors and stuff. So then we can move on to my stash a lot section. And my stash a lot section is really stash a lot this time. I will try to keep it in the order I got them, because I think that's easier for my brain, so I don't forget anything. So, Amsterdam, Stephen and Penelope, except for Hedgehog fiber skinny singles for the shawl. I got one skein of sock yarn. This is the Ferrum colorway. It's the husband's choice. He wants socks, and it's sorry, I have my hair in it. It's brown and green, like forest green. It's all the foresty colors. and he wants socks. So this will be socks for him. And then maybe I should say that I have saved up for 6 months all the yarn money, and then I got birthday yarn money from my yarn mafia friends here in Norway, and I got some from my grandmother. So yeah, this is like 6 months or a year of knitting. So this is Madelinetosh, 4 skeins of this beautiful color. This is my color. If you have watched this podcast before, this is right up my alley. So the colorway is Clematis, like the flower. I don't know how you say it in English, but I say Clematis. It's a very Swedish pronunciation. But it's black and purple. I have 4 skeins, and it's the Madelinetosh light, so it's the single space. So I'm thinking about doing doing a lace cardigan. I've made in Tosh Merino Light, I have made the Hitofede, the lace cardigan, and I love it, and it holds up really, really well, even though it's a singles yarn. And the lace just makes it beautiful, so hopefully it won't be too much of a difference in the black and purple to disturb a lace pattern. But anyways, I got 4 skeins, and I didn't carry these all around. I got the yarn, packed it in a box and sent it home to my mother, so I wouldn't have to carry it around all of Europe. So here are 3 skeins of Malabrigo sock. So this is a twisted high twist yarn. It's the colorway Eggplant, and I have actually knitted a pair of socks in this before. So it's a grey with a deep, deep, deep hint of purple, like an eggplant or aubergine, as we often say here. I love this colorway and I love this yarn, so I'm actually thinking about knitting a bolero or something in this. So yeah, that was in Amsterdam. So all of this and the skeins of Hedgehog fiber went in a box, and I sent it away to my parents, and it arrived before I got home, so no worries there. And then next up, Paris. We went to this tea salon and yarn shop, and this skein of Madelinetosh DK jumped my face. So this is Horoscope on the DK base, and I want a brioche hat in this so badly. So it's burgundy, dark blue, speckles of yellow, and it's amazing. So my first shopping in Paris. And then I found out that, oh my god, they have unicorn tails. I have never seen unicorn tails. This is Madelinetosh also. I picked out 5 that I wanted to have, but one of them they were out of. They just had the sample, and I couldn't buy the sample. I was very sad to be informed, but here are my unicorn tails. So 1 blackish purple, 1 green, 1 red, and 1 honey mustard yellow orange. And now the pug is here. So the unicorn tails. This is glazed pecan, and all the tails are Tosh Merino Light. It's let's see, 47 meters. So glazed pecan, tart, jade or jade in Swedish, and purple basil. So my plans. I had also a turquoisey bluish one that I could bring. So I have a plan, because I also got these. I'm thinking about Oh, now the pattern name slipped my mind. Melanie Berg. A grey one with rows of different colors. Yeah, totally lost my mind. I will write down the name when I edit this. But I have Madelinetosh Merino Light from my Hit Off with a Cardigan in a foresty blue-green. So I think I will add that to this. But it will be a shawl. And this beautiful, beautiful grey color is called Astrid Grey. So I have 2 skeins of this. So that was all from the tea shop. Okay, so then we went from there to La Bien-Aimée, and Amy was actually there, so it was really nice. She was really perplexed about where we were from, since we were talking Swedish to each other. So, and I did some damage there too. I got one mini set. So this is the Cosmos palette. So 5 of her space colorways. And so it's 80 meters on each, so 5 minus 100 gram. So probably stripy socks, but I'm not sure yet. So this is the Merino High Twist. So 80% merino, 20% nylon. And then I knew that I really want to knit an exploration station. So I was purposely looking for yarn, and the husband helped, of course, because he's the best. He carries my yarn and doesn't say a thing. So here are my colors. That is going to be an exploration station anytime soon. I don't have other things to knit. No. So this is all merino singles. So 100% merino, 366 meters per 100 gram. So Alcide colorway, a black, inspired by True Blood. And the Flying Knitter is this really beautiful purple. This is all my colors and I love it. Interstellar is this white with speckles of blue and purple. And Isle of Arran is this blue one. So these are going to be, if nothing else happens and I change my mind, that wouldn't be the first time, but the plan is for these skeins to be an exploration station. So I have bought yarn with a thought. That's good, right? Then it doesn't count, right? And it's not over yet, my dear friends. From Paris. Oh, and I forgot, I got this one also. It has hidden under all the yarn. Soak. I use soak quite a lot when I block things, and when I wash delicate knits, and also when I dye yarn, like the last rinse I do in this. So there was a new scent I haven't seen before, Pineapple Groove, and it really smells pineapple, and I love pineapple, so actually I have a pineapple candle there, so it smells like pineapple in here. It's really nice. But I got this tiny bottle to try it out, and next time I can buy a bigger one. So after Paris, before I got sick, we were in Barcelona. I went to a yarn shop called Philanthropia, and I found this yarn. I will put away the rest so I can show you one. So Lana's Alpaca is the brand. Let's see if it can focus. No, it can't. No. So the Lana's Alpaca is the brand, and Baby Bamboo is like the quality. So it's a DK weight, 100 meters on 50 grams, and it's 60% alpaca and 40 bamboo, so you can imagine how soft it is. So I'm planning to knit some kind of children's cardigan, hopefully, in this. So I have 4 skeins. And then they also had Madelinetosh, and I still had some yarn money left. So I got these 4 skeins, and as all the others, I will show you one. This is also Tosh Merino Light, and this is Tern. T-E-R-N. Tern. So it's a darker variegated grey. Really beautiful. So 4 skeins. Hopefully a cardigan. And I'm getting a little bit dry in my mouth, my sore throat. But anyways, and Sock Una Troca, the Kitten yarn, and I also bought her sock base. So I bought this white and purple number 4. So this is gonna be color work knitting, probably color work socks, but could also turn into color work mittens. It's a lot rougher than the Kittens one, but it says just 45% lana, I guess it's wool, and 25 polyamida, so polyamide, so nylon. 420 meters on 100 gram, so wool and nylon. So more in the dyed yarn, so Sock Una Troca. And yeah, purple again, my colors. So yeah, and that was all of my intended yarn shopping. I was really satisfied, and then we went to the Gothic architecture quarters, or yeah, they have like this part of Barcelona where all, not all, but a lot of the houses have this Gothic architecture, and we both love it a lot, the husband and I. So we went there for dinner and just walked around in this really small gateways or paths. The houses then really close and they're really high, and you can just walk around in there, and the houses are old and it's lovely. And then we found another yarn shop, and then my husband said, since it has been your birthday, you can buy some more yarn. You can buy the yarn you want here. I pay for it. It's your birthday gift. So I'm not the one to say no. Sorry for leaning out of screen, but my table is full of yarn. So the yarn shop is called All You Need Is Love. So Beatles reference, I like it. And I found this yarn. So I have 3 skeins. It's 100% alpaca, 220 meters on 100 grams, so DK. And I will turn it this way so you get the label right. So All You Need Is Love, knit-wise. So alpaca, 3 skeins of this beautiful petrol blue. And then the last thing, I promise this is the last. I haven't forgotten anything. This is the last. 5 skeins of All You Need Is Love knit 2 together. So 5 skeins. This is an Aran weight, approximately. Let's see, 105 meters on 100 gram. So it's 70% wool and 30% milk. And I love this green color. It's really beautiful, and I want to knit something quick for myself with this. So 5 skeins would hopefully be a bolero or a really big cowl. I'm not sure yet. But I really love the label also. So it says, yeah, wool and milk. How we get them together is our secret. You just knit and enjoy. I thought it was really cute. So yeah, 5 skeins of this, and that was the last, and that was my birthday gift. So really happy about it. So now I have been talking forever, and you heard my story about being sick and all of the things, and I didn't think that I could have managed to show you all the yarn. Hopefully some of the things would inspire you. Now I can't buy yarn for a long time, but I have a lot of things to knit, so that's really nice. So yeah, I really hope you enjoy this episode. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with me. If you want to reach me somewhere, you can reach me on Instagram as Distortion, and on Ravelry as Chubby Pug Yarn, and on the Ravelry group I will post all the show notes and stuff. So yeah, and hopefully I won't be having such a long hiatus again. I really want to record at least every other week, but hopefully every week. Hopefully my health will turn soon. I have some doctor's appointment in the next couple of weeks, so hopefully they can have some results soon, so I can feel better and have more energy. I hope you have had a really nice spring so far, and if you're watching my podcast and knitting, please feel free to tag me on Instagram and or use the hashtag ChubbyPugYarn Podcast, so I can see what you're doing, see your project, so I can like connect more with you, because I wouldn't do the podcast if I didn't felt like I need to connect with other knitters around the world. So show me your knitting, I want to know. Or if you want to comment, just send me a message anywhere. So yeah, hope you will have a really good weekend and week ahead. Hopefully it will be a lot of knitting and sunshine for you. So see you soon. Bye.